They're running in the All-American Futurity and
Hi, folks, and welcome to the Triple Crown Report, brought to you by Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency. I'm Tim Keithley in the Hall of Fame studios here at Ruidoso Downs. Today, we'll be taking a detailed look into the lineup for the All-American Futurity, Oaks, and Derby. Triple Crown Report is brought to you by Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency, Granada Farms, Paragon Farms, Kavanaugh Quarter Horses, New Mexico Horse Breeders Association, Lip Chip, Royal Vista Ranch, and the AQHA. Tom Dawson will join me in just a moment when the Triple Crown Report returns.
The American Quarter Horse. They represent a new year, new opportunities, and exciting expectations to be winners. For over 30 years, Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency has insured American quarter horses that include champions and their bloodlines. Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency knows that your horse represents a large investment. Ensuring that investment will be the least overall expense an owner has in protecting that investment, whether it's a new foal, a new purchase, or a special runner. Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency offers prospective full coverage to protect your investment from the very beginning, while in utero and when your foals are born. Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency can insure them at 24 hours of age. Their family has made supporting the American Quarter Horse a priority. Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency is proud to be a Triple Crown Report sponsor. Visit their website at jonesbloodstockinsurance.com for more information.
Back to the Triple Crown Report, brought to you by Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency. We're just a little bit more than a week away from the All-American Futurity, Oaks, and Derby. Tom Dawson joins us from El Paso via Zoom. And Tom, the post positions will be drawn this weekend.
Oh, that's always a great sign, Tim. You get that program in front of you, you know the jockey assignments, kind of know what the prices are going to be. It just feels like you're right there on top of race day, and that's where we want to be.
Now, you have seen many of an All-American. Do you ever recall a horse that was likely to be so heavily favored as Dark Enemy? That racehorse, the young filly, was 0.4 of a second faster than any other qualifier.
Well, the one that comes to mind, Tim, is Special Effort. He was so much faster and better than everybody else. Of course, he'd swept the first two races of the Triple Crown, and he was winning races just like this. And, she's the smallest margin of victory she's had is 1 3/4. The Devastating and AJ Precious Jewel were very lucky to have been in the same trial with her, because she definitely helped get them into the race.
Well, they certainly are fortunate to have been in that trial behind the fast Dark Enemy. But let's talk about some of the other runners and the Futurity and watch a couple of those races, including Flying Rabbit 1, 2, 3. That was a nice racehorse.
Well, Flying Rabbit's been kind of an enigma. He had a trouble start in trials previously, came along and ran a great race to get close, didn't qualify. Then he ran in a maiden race and was flat as a pancake. So Toby Keaton told me he wasn't sure what to expect on this trial day.
Let's take a look at Flying Rabbit 1, 2, 3. Here's Robert Fox with the call.
all in, locked up, set for the fourth. They're running. Politically Extolled V came away fast along with Flying Rabbit 1, 2, 3. He's a gamer, has ground to make up at the rail, the high road. And it is Flying Rabbit 1, 2, 3 all alone and pulling away with every stride. Flying Rabbit 1, 2, 3 in a cruise. And then it'll be He's a Gamer, I think narrowly over the high road.
That was a clear-cut victory, and I know that if Dark Enemy weren't such a strong favorite, this would be one that you could go to the mutual lines and be confident about.
You know, you saw that he still wanted to do a little maneuver during the running of the race. Toby Keaton gave Juan Polito a lot of credit for keeping this horse lined out and going down the racetrack and putting up that good time.
And then in Saturday's qualifying, you know, I'm always a big fan of trainer Mike Joyner. Anytime he has a racehorse, you always have to root for Team Joyner. And I was real impressed with Cowboys Gun Z.
Well, Cowboys Gun Z's two previous starts had been hampered by the fact that he wouldn't behave in the gate. And I don't think they ever doubted the fact he had talent, but he just wouldn't give himself a chance to show it. Here, he stayed in there. He hung in there, didn't move around, didn't make mistakes. And when the running came, he ran, and he ran an excellent race to qualify, fastest time.
Now, do you expect a flipping halter for Cowboys Gun Z in the final?
Well, he's been wearing one right along. The flipping halter really wasn't the issue. It was just the fact that he'd pull back against it. He just wouldn't settle down. It's a mental thing, and repetition is the only thing that looks like it might have him on the right track.
Looking forward to seeing that one back, along with jockey Brian Candenosa and Dashing Trace. Here's another Toby Keaton qualifier.
Yeah, Dashing Trace had only had one start, gotten some trouble in that start. I think surprised a lot of us. But, I think Toby always knew this one had talent.
Track announcer Robert Fox with Dashing Trace, qualifier for the All-American.
They're running. It's early speed in the middle for Jess Reload. Back to the inside, Blue Cap, Dashing Trace fast. Crispin's getting involved outside, and then outside of that, Dynamic Candy. Dashing Trace has the lead and is cleared. Crispin chases. Then we have Magistrate and Dynamic Candy. Dashing Trace all alone. Dashing Trace, the winner from Crispin. Then Dynamic Candy and Dexter.
Brian Candenosa qualified. And Tom, here's a young rider with so much talent. I'm really happy for Brian and the training team with Toby Keaton.
He'd been trying to catch on here in Ruidoso now for a couple of years, finally got in the right barns and showing what he can do.
And then comes Train Station V. And I'll just tell you, Tom, out of all of the 2-year-olds, I think that this is the horse that has its shot at Dark Enemy.
Yeah, but there's one thing he's got to do better, I think, that he's been doing, and that's break. You see there, once again, he's slow away from the gate, just like he was in the Rainbow Futurity, where he came along and dead heated for second. Now, the 4-horse Cuz Lightyear had him daylighted early on, but here comes the train rolling down the middle of the track, and he'll get up to win it. But this is a trial. I don't think he can do that in a final and expect to beat a lot of them, much less a filly like Dark Enemy.
And there's one supplemental. I know Heath Taylor won this race last year, and he has another finalist that looks pretty tough and started in the first qualifying race of the day in Corner Pocket 1-2-3.
Well, it's the same thing that he's judge and jury did. Ran in the first race of the day, then had to wait through 15 races to see if he got a qualifying time. Here's another horse that needs to do better leaving the gate. Corner Pocket didn't exactly get away alertly, but he luckily had a hole to run through, and he's a big finisher. He's a true 440 horse. He'll put the steam on him at the end to get there. Heath Taylor thought that he cost himself a tenth of a second anyway by what he did around the gate, and that would have put him easily in the race.
And so here we have the lineup. We'll have post positions announced next week for the $3 million All-American Futurity. From Friday, Dark Enemy, along with Devastating, AJ Precious Jewel, Flying Rabbit 1-2-3, Cowboys Gun Z on top of the Saturday qualifiers, all the way down to Corner Pocket 1-2-3 and Cuz Lightyear. So we'll have a couple of at least 10 days to think about who we like, but I tell you what, it's all at the top. Dark Enemy is the horse to beat.
Going to be real hard to pick against her unless something really jumps up.
And when we come back, we'll take a look at the Derby and Oaks finals. This is the Triple Crown Report.
It's the feeling you get when that foal takes his first wobbly steps. The feeling when the gavel drops and you pass the lead. The exhilaration of watching your horse cross the finish line ahead of the pack. It's the highs, the lows, and the hope of racing your next champion. It fuels our passion. At Paragon Farms, horses aren't just our business. They're our way of life. Our yearling prep begins at birth. Each foal is halter broke and led daily. A mutual respect and trust is built right from the start, giving Paragon Farms raised foals a leg up on the competition. We invite you to stop by our shed row during the yearling sales to see what shaping the future of racing looks like at Paragon Farms.
Hey there, horsemen. It's time to revolutionize your barn. Tired of carrying around paperwork? Dealing with long trailer lines? Tired of the hours spent tracking temperatures by hand? The answer is in the Hoof Link system, powered by Lip Chip. Simply implant, scan, and unlock. Each scan reveals everything you need to work, compete, and protect your horses. View current paperwork, pre-register for your next event, and even check in on your horse's health. Lip Chip was built by horsemen for horsemen. We know how you ride. The Hoof Link system combines your breeding records, works, and daily check-ins, all stored safely on your smart device. Our technology is designed and assembled right in Texas. We are family, so we treat you like family. It's time to make life at the barn a little easier. The future is here, and the future is Lip Chip. Let her rip, Lip Chip.
Kavanaugh Quarter Horses is proud to own AQHA champion Uncle D. He won the Grade 1 Rainbow Futurity by daylight.
And Uncle D is spurted clear, and Uncle D trying to run away.
Uncle D was the leading freshman sire of sale yearlings at Heritage Place in January. Through 2024, Uncle D's foals are eligible for the $50,000 smart money incentive to open Grade 1 winners. Champion Uncle D, poised to be a difference maker, standing at Lazy E Ranch.
Back to the Triple Crown Report as we look at the qualifiers for the All-American Oaks and Derby with Tom Dawson via Zoom down in El Paso. And I'll tell you what, Francisco Calderon told us from the very beginning how much he liked Streaks of Power. And a very interesting story how this horse should be racing in Texas.
Well, she hadn't run in a while when she came to these Oaks trials, and I think those had seen her run before knew how fast she was, but a lot of the regulars didn't. See, she just broke away from there. The seas parted for her, and away she went. This was a very, very strong performance. Her pedigree suggests that she's going to get better the farther she runs, and she was clearly the best here.
A beautiful white filly, and was supposed to be in stakes events at Rotoma and then ended up at Ruidoso Downs and was the top qualifier in the Oaks. And then, Tom, I know this is going to be your pick for the All-American Oaks, Just an Angel.
Just an Angel's a consistent, solid filly. She's done a lot of things right in her career. Champion 2-year-old filly last year. Really got back on the beam in these trials, and I don't see why she won't repeat it.
Here's Robert Fox with the call of qualifier Just an Angel for the All-American Oak.
They're running. Relentless Scorpion drifted in at the start. Easy Money broke sharp between horses. Easy Money. Outside of her comes One Perfect Lady. EBW Inception next. Relentless Scorpion's picking up ground at the rail, but he's Just an Angel in front. Just an Angel. Just an Angel pulling away. Just an Angel from One Perfect Lady. Then Fox News. Just an Angel.
You have to root for trainer Mark Youngers and the connections of Just an Angel. It's a big, strong contingency of folks that want to see Just an Angel finally win the All-American Oaks.
Guarantee you one thing, she wins the Oaks, there will be a party somewhere in Ruidoso.
Absolutely. But Easy Money may have something to say about that. The Rainbow Oaks winner and finishes second in her qualifying trial.
She was in there with a filly called Cool Your Jets for John Steinbow. Owner Pete Scamardo decided to supplement her to the Oaks because he felt like she needed to run 440, and there really wasn't much where she was racing down in Louisiana going that distance. And he was sure right. She just kept grinding there. It looked like Easy Money had her, and we know Easy Money can finish. Cool Your Jets just kind of edges right on by, and I don't think if they went around again, they were going to beat Cool Your Jets in there.
And Easy Money was a big price in winning the Rainbow, and I just think that this horse will certainly not be that much at the Mutual windows. And then I'll tell you who one of my favorite fillies is for the Oaks, and that's Cartel Kisses. I think Heath Taylor will have Cartel Kisses ready.
Well, he'll have her ready, but my problem with Cartel Kisses is her starts. She just does things wrong herself or has problems caused by others leaving the gate. Look at the position she gets herself in. She's going to rally strong here and get the victory. But again, these are trials. You can't do that kind of stuff in the finals and expect to get the victory.
But the talent is there. No doubt about that. Here's the lineup for the All-American Oaks to be run on Sunday of Labor Day weekend. It starts with Just an Angel, Cool Your Jets, Easy Money, One Perfect Lady, Cartel Kisses. A nice field of fillies, Tom.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a wonderful opportunity. $700,000 Grade 1 race for fillies. This will make a broodmare career for a couple of these fillies.
Now we turn our attention to the $1.2 million All-American Derby to be run Sunday of Labor Day weekend. And fastest qualifier, Delight Interest, already beat 4 horses in his trial, and that's pretty good.
And not only that, he beat some pretty good horses in his trial. We shouldn't be too surprised that Delight Interest did what he did, because here's a horse that's undefeated this year, 4 for 4. He won a Derby at Sunland Park and another one in Texas. But when you look at the field with Chasing AJ, who's right there every time, Cyber Attack, winner of the Ruidoso Derby and runner-up in the Rainbow, you think, I don't know if he can beat those horses, but look at him. He sure did, and set the fastest time doing it.
So let's talk for a moment about Cyber Attack. Are you concerned about the 4th place finish for one of the fastest horses in the country?
I thought he got a little bit short toward the end. He broke well enough. He's danced every dance. They don't always fire their A game every time, but you can bet if Chris O'Dell enters him back in the finals, he knows he's all right and expects him to give a big effort.
And another horse that had an A game during the trials for the Derby was Get There Fast for trainer Toby Keaton. Looked really impressive in its trial.
Well, you remember Get There Fast from last year. He was lit the board in 2 futurities and was one of the top 2-year-olds around. 3-year-old year hasn't been much up until this race.
Here's Robert Fox with the trial of Get There Fast.
Locked up, set for the 15th. They're running. Clean even break, early speed in the middle for Get There Fast. Get There Fast along with Codex. And then outside Fireside Chat down at the rail. Magnanimous V's beginning to engage. Get There Fast, Magnanimous V at the rail. Then Codex. Get There Fast in front. Magnanimous V chases but won't catch Get There Fast. Get There Fast, Magnanimous V, then Codex.
Get There Fast has been a very nice racehorse along with Ott's Boy for Toby Keaton. And it's kind of funny that Get There Fast turned out to be better as a 3-year-old.
Yeah, he did. He turned out to, Osborne's had some breathing problems, and he just hasn't been right. So looks like Get There Fast, though, is coming back to form.
And then Whiskey Creek qualified, along with a horse that both you and I have been high on from the beginning, Hooked and Gone.
Yeah, Whiskey Creek got into Keaton's barn after his owners, Terry Wooten and Roger Beasley, bought him from the previous owners. Couple of really dull starts, but he looked better and he acted better this time. Whiskey Creek in front there, Hooked and Gone. As you say, he's always tough. Won a Derby and ran second in another one at Remington Park, and he's right there at the wire.
And then, Tom, down the list might be the toughest 3-year-old on the backside, and that's Sicario V, always a horse to be reckoned with.
He didn't win a race last year, although he ran second in the All-American Futurity. This year, he hasn't lost a race. He's had a couple of fairly narrow ones, but boy, when the money's down, he's been nothing but good. Here he is in the 4-hole, kind of drifted out there a little bit. That's a good horse, KJ, leader of the pack, right there inside of him. So you know that he's going to have to run, and he bears down when he needs to. Only qualifier out of that heat.
It's going to be very difficult to bet against Sicario V at this point in time. I think that's going to be a very tough animal. And the finals for the All-American Derby. Here's the lineup. Again, post positions will be announced this weekend, but you can see Delight Interest, Get There Fast, Chasing AJ, Cyber Attack, Sicario V. It's really going to be a nice star-studded Derby this year, Tom. When we come back, we'll take a look at what happened this past weekend. There are 3 really nice AQHA Challenge Series races when the Triple Crown Report returns.
One Famous Eagle is an all-time top 10 sire in earnings and stakes winners. He is the only stallion since 2012 to sire 3 All-American Futurity winners and 2 world champions. One Famous Eagle is number 3 all-time in average earnings per starter and is one of only 3 sires foaled in this century to reach $36 million in progeny earnings. Put history on your side. One Famous Eagle is now proudly standing at Granada Farms.
Royal Vista Ranch, committed to providing first-class service in equine reproduction and proudly standing top sires across the quarter horse racing and Western performance horse industries. With a dedicated team, expert leadership, and state-of-the-art facilities, Royal Vista Ranch specializes in mare care, stallion collection and freezing, sales preparation, foaling services, embryo transfer, and more. Located just 35 minutes south of Oklahoma City in Wayne, Oklahoma, and serving clients around the world, Royal Vista Ranch is ready to help you navigate your path to equine breeding success.
New Mexico offers year-round racing for both quarter horses and thoroughbreds at its 5 tracks. The purses and awards pay out $60 million annually. And this year, there'll be $1 million futurity for New Mexico-bred quarter horses in Albuquerque. Sunland Park offers a $250,000 thoroughbred Derby and Oaks. Breed your mares in New Mexico and buy at the Ruidoso Select Sale Labor Day weekend. The smart money says New Mexico is the place to race.
Back to the Triple Crown Report with Tom Dawson. And Tom, this past weekend we had some challenge races for the AQHA. I know you're very interested in these because the winners are going to go to Lone Star in October.
October the 21st will be Challenge Championship night with 5 divisions, and we will have it live on the Cowboy Channel.
The first big race on Saturday was the AQHA Adequan Derby. Here's Robert with the call.
For the gate. They're running in the AQHA Adequan Derby Challenge. Sugla Blue dwelt at the start. Not a great break either for Lethal Demon. Drifting out, Innocente right to the outside fence. Going to visit the fans on the outside fence. Big Dream Baby bearing out. We have a cavalry charge. Big Dream Baby. Here's Leading Flare. Leading Flare. Big Dream Baby and far.
You know, this horse, we only got to start him one time last year, and then we had to turn him out for the year. Bring him back this year, but every time this horse has tried, you know, this horse, he loves his job, but done very well for as much as he's ran. You know, I think today's his fourth or fifth race, I think.
And all money finishes, first or second?
First or second, yeah. This horse just keeps trying. He makes believers out of us, so he did a good job today. He didn't get out quite as good today as he did in the trials, but he's got a lot of heart and tried hard. And Alan did a super job on him.
Well, he always does.
He always does, yeah. Thank you.
Trainer Wes Giles. And Tom, I don't think there's a better trainer, more patient with horses, getting them ready for when they're really ready to fire.
Yeah, this is a horse that had never run in a stakes trial up until this one right here, and then comes back and wins the final.
And then the youngsters were on the track for the AQHA John Deere Juvenile.
They're running in the John Deere Rio Downs Juvenile. Fast start for Acapulco Bay. Acapulco Bay outbroke everybody. MFS Cheerios coming along at the rail. Then Flying Sophia between horses. And it's Acapulco Bay. MFS Cheerio closing the gap. Acapulco Bay. MFS Cheerio. MFS Cheerio.
Fast on the rail. Justine, you have to be very happy.
Oh, extremely. He's a great horse.
Yeah, let's talk about that ride. I mean, it was all the way down the stretch.
Yeah, he broke a little slow in Acapulco Bay. She broke on it today, and we had to run her down, but he did a great job.
You've had a pretty good season. I mean, you have to be pretty happy with the way things have gone.
Oh, most definitely, yes. Very, very blessed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Always nice to see Justine in the winner's circle blowing a kiss at all of the fans.
I saw this horse, Miss MFS Cheerio, run at Remington Park, qualify for the Heritage Place Futurity. Winning here at 350 shows you that not all stakes need to be 440. We got horses that can run short and be very fast.
And then on Sunday, we ran the AQHA Distaff. Here's Robert.
They're running in the AQHA Distaff Challenge. She's a relentless gal, broke sharp with Pop's First Lady, Kiss the Cartel fast at the rail as well. Then we have Love My 5 Bar and Sweet Dash of Fire. Kiss the Cartel is opened up. Kiss the Cartel, they're coming back at her. She's drifting out. Pop's First Lady, a late charge. Kiss the Cartel holds on to win the AQHA Distaff.
Ricky, this horse got out early, and then I thought it was going to scoot over there and go to the concession stand.
Yeah, she had a perfect break, got out there in front, made an easy lead, and I kind of went to give her a little confident ride towards the last 100 yards, and it almost cost me. She kind of made a right turn for some reason. I don't know what she's seen, but I gathered up and straightened her out and got to the finish line first.
This filly can run.
Yes, she was a great filly last year, qualified to both Oaks, Rainbow Oaks, All-American Oaks, and qualified to the Ruidoso Derby. So, I mean, she's a great filly. She tries every time, and, just blessed to have the opportunity to ride her.
So nice to see veteran Ricky Ramirez in the winner's circle, Tom.
Yeah, and Trey Wood was the stakes winner here. Kiss the Cartel, a nice filly. She qualified for the All-American Oaks and the Rainbow Oaks last year. She's over $200,000 now with a bright future on the racetrack and as a broodmare.
Great to see you, Tom. We'll catch you next week with post positions. Thanks to our sponsors, Jones Bloodstock Insurance Agency, Granada Farms, Paragon Farms, Kavanaugh Quarter Horses, New Mexico Horse Breeders Association, Lip Chip, Royal Vista Ranch, and the AQHA. We appreciate you watching every week. The Triple Crown Report. We'll talk to you next week.